Today we are talking about 7 bold predictions for the Pokemon trading card game for the rest of 2026. Welcome back to another episode of Krabby's Cards. My name is Sebastian, and we are going to jump right into it. This is going to be a fun one because predictions are they're fun, right? And you can come back and I have the receipts, you have the receipts, so you can come back and roast me at the end of the year, or we'll review this video at the end of 2026 and see how many I got right and see how many I got wrong. That'll be fun. Number 1, Ascended Heroes will fall below $8 a pack at some point in 2026. Look, it's already at $12 to $13 a pack, which I did not think it would be at this low with only the 3-pack sticker collections out, right? Like, that's crazy that it's only sitting at $12 to $13 a pack with the value of some of the cards in the set. Now, I know the pull rates are kind of tough, which some people say they are, some people say they aren't. I think we need more products to come out before we really get a good kind of, beat on what the pull rates are like, because sometimes certain products, it seems like, can have better or worse pull rates. But the fact that we're only at $12 a pack and we still have everything to come out, right? We still have the ETBs, we still have the booster bundles. Once the market floods with all of those products, I definitely think the pack prices are going to keep dropping. And I think the trajectory of Ascended is going to be a lot like Prismatic. And we saw Prismatic packs fall close to that $8, $9 range at some points last year. So I think we will get Ascended Heroes packs for below $8 on TCG Player at some point this year. Yeah, it's a great set, but I just really think the singles will start to go down after we get the release of more product, and that'll drive the pack prices down as well. So we'll see what happens with Ascended, but that's my first prediction. Number 2, I believe this year we will get massive reprints of something. In 2026, whether it's the summer, maybe it'll be this spring, but at this point we'd probably already gotten wind of that. But whether it's summer or fall before the holidays, I think we will get massive booster box reprints of something like Mega Evolutions 1, Mega Evolutions 2, Destined Rivals, Journey Together, maybe even Temporal, Twilight, Surging Spark, something from that second block of Scarlet and Violet. I obviously I can't guess what. Maybe it'll be a specialty set. Maybe it'll be Prismatic. Who knows? Even though they've already printed that to the ground. I just think that we will get some kind of, when I say massive reprint, I mean something that dumps so much on distribution and big box stores that it sits, right? Like, we had it happen in 2021, 2022 with like Vivid Voltage and Darkness Ablaze ETBs. Like, those got printed so much and then they just sat. Now, even if the price doesn't drop, like let's say a booster box gets reprinted and it drops to like 180, 170 a box, like the price could still hold steady there and the sell-through volume isn't high, right? So I think it's going to happen with something. I think they're ramping up printing with the print capacity opened up a little bit, and I know it's not the full capacity, but we'll see what happens. I think something's coming this year. I just don't know what. Number 3, and we're getting spicy, and we're spicier and spicier here. This one I'm going to get crushed for. Evolving Skies, I think, is going to stall out at $3,000 this year. I have no doubt that it'll get to $3,000 at some point this year. Right now sitting at like $2,500 to $2,600 a booster box. But once it hits that $3,000 mark, I think it's going to be stagnant for a while, because we need time for Fusion Strike to close the gap a little bit, Lost Origin, Brilliant Stars, Chilling Reign, right? Like, of course the gap is gonna be huge always between Evolving Skies and Fusion Strike, but I don't think it should be like more than 3.5x, right? Like, I don't think Evolving Sky should be a $4,000 or $5,000 box, and Fusion Strike is still sitting at only 1,500, and Lost Origin sitting at 1,200, right? Like, I think that Fusion Strike and Lost Origin and Brilliant Stars and Chilling Reign and even Silver Tempest, like in 5th or 6th, they're really good sets, and I don't think that they're 4 to 5 times worse than Evolving Sky. So I think we see some of the other sets start to catch up, and I think the time that it's going to take to Evolving Skies to go from 3,000 to 4,000 might be a little longer than we think. I could be wrong, but I just have a feeling that after that 3,000 mark, it's gonna stall a little bit. So we'll see what happens. Let me know what you think of that one. I know that one's a little risque, but we'll see what happens, right? Next, number 4, 151. After 151 goes out of rotation in April, I do not think that we're going to see any more of it hit the shelves or go through distribution. I think that it's going to be done. We got so many different prints of 151, whether it was through mini tins and collection boxes, Blooming Waters, the UPCs at Costco forever 2 summers ago. I think the Pokemon company is going to move on from 151. And there's just so much other stuff to print. And with it going out of rotation, I really don't think they're going to be focusing on it anymore. And a lot of times we'll see stuff trickle out after the fact, after rotation. But I just don't think we're going to see any 151 after April. It's done. I really think that they printed a lot of it, and it was available during the bear market, like for a full year. Like if you wanted 151, you could have got it. Now the ETBs I know were always they only got 1 print, so they were pretty scarce, but there was so many other ways to get it, and I think they're going to move on. So yeah, I don't think 151 is going to get printed again, but we'll see what happens. Next off, speaking of that block, Scarlet and Violet era booster boxes, so SV1 through SV4, base through Paradox Rift, I think are going to have the biggest gains by the end of the year because they're going out of rotation. There's no more coming. They are still affordable enough to be able to rip, and for streamers to be able to rip them. Like, the sell-through rate is still good. If you look at streams, it's not like, Prismatic Evolutions or Destined Rivals or anything like that. But the sell-through rate on some of these, because there's some good chase cards in Paldea Evolved and in Obsidian Flames, it's a Charizard, right? And you have the Ninetales that we talked about yesterday. And Paradox, you have a ton of hits in Paradox. You have some good hits in SV Base. So, like, the attrition of those products is still pretty high. And once they go out of rotation and everybody realizes, like, these are gone, like, they're not reprinting these, the amount of booster boxes is actually not that much relative to demand. I think the gains are going to be crazy. Like, I'm not going to make a prediction on how high they're going to go, but I think SV1 through SV4 are going to outperform basically everything by the end of the year. But let me know what you think. We'll see what happens. All right, number 6. Now we're getting really just into kind of big time speculation, right? So number 6, the 30th anniversary set. I am going to guess that we get no reprinted cards in that set. So what do I mean by that? Not no reprints, but like right here, I have a Charizard from Evolutions, right? And we had this printed in Celebrations as well with the 25th anniversary stamp, right? I don't think we're going to get base Charizard again. I don't think we're going to get any reprinted cards with the exact same artwork. Maybe we'll get some like illustration rare type cards that like pay respect to some artworks from the past, but I don't think we're going to get a 1-for-1 reprint, of these cards again, like of the base set cards or even of Neo or of like just the iconic cards. Like, they just did that 5 years ago, and to do it again, I just think it would get stale. So I think we're gonna see all brand new art. We're in the illustration and alt art era now. So I think they're gonna get creative. I think that the artists are gonna art and they're gonna do some incredible things. And I'm sure there'll be some kind of little gimmick or some kind of like throwback like we did with Celebrations, like where it was like the Dark Sylveon and like the Gold Star Greninja, right? Go back to old mechanics and do new artwork. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna get reprints again. Maybe for like the 35th or 40th, they'll do something like that for like the eras like XY Sun and Moon or something. But maybe for the 50th they reprint the Moonbryon with a 50 stamp on it. I don't know. I'm sure they'll do that. But for now, I think they're gonna leave it alone and they're gonna move on to all new stuff. But we'll see what happens. Last but not least, number 7, we're going to tie this in. This is a video game prediction, but we're going to tie it into the cards, okay? I predict, assuming that we're going to get the Wind and Wave or Gale and Surge, whatever they're going to call it, video game Gen 10 announcement coming up next week for coming out in November, okay? So first off, that has to come true, right? Assuming we're getting a Gen 10 video game at the end of this year, I predict that it is going to be the best video game that Pokemon has ever made. And I think it will be the most well-received game that they've ever made. The rumor mill that they got a whole new engine and that it's an open world and all this stuff, I think that it is going to be amazing. And to relate that to the cards, because I think the game is going to be so great, I think when we start Gen 10, whatever it's called, WW1, right? Wind Wave 1, right? Base set, in whatever, probably like February or March of next year, like a year from now, right? When we're starting the new generation of cards and we have that booster box, I don't think it's going to be as hated as like Scarlet and Violet base was, or as Sword and Shield base was, like these base sets that always get this bad reputation, right? I think that it will be liked more and people will realize like there'll be some new mechanic and there'll be new, it won't be EX or V anymore. It'll be like, whatever, WW, whatever they call them. Some new mechanic. I don't think that it will be hated like it's been in the past, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm excited to see what happens this year. Like who knows? You can't predict anything anymore, but you can try, right? I think it'll be really fun to look back at these 7 things at the end of the year. And if I forget, please somebody remind me. Like tag this video. I'm gonna put it in my channel, my video idea notes, and put it at the bottom to come back and review this. But yeah, we'll see what happens. And for I forgot to do it again, so we're just going to use this. The Krabby's Collector's Corner pick of the day. You know what? No. Here we go. We got this. Oh, I know I keep shouting out Pokeplumber, but what can I say? He has good pickup tips. If you don't follow Pokeplumber, this was another one that he said to pick up off of Hills Wholesale Gaming like 6 months ago, and I picked up like 5 or 6 of these. What an awesome, it's falling apart. The Team Skull Pin Collection. What an amazing box this is. It has Evolutions, Sun and Moon, Burning Shadows, Breakthrough, and what's that one? I can't even see what that pack is. Breakpoint, that's what I thought. So you have X and Y packs, Sun and Moon packs. The artwork on the back of the box is insane. You have some cool promos, like... This is just a really cool box. I don't remember how much I paid for these even, but I remember it was a good deal. Like it's just a really cool box. And yeah, shout out to Nick. Always having good recommendations. And people say don't invest in collection boxes, but you know what? If you like it, they still go up. Everybody says they're hard to ship or whatever. It's like, I don't really worry about that stuff when I'm collecting what I like. And like if I want to sell it down the road, whatever, I'll figure it out, but I just really like those collection boxes a lot. So, but all right, I hope you all have a great weekend. Have a great Saturday with whatever you're doing. Be safe out there. Tomorrow is the Logan Paul box break. That'll be interesting to see what happens. Maybe I'll talk about that tomorrow. Yeah, I'll probably do a video about that, but we'll see what happens. So, but anyway, I appreciate all of you watching, and be safe out there, and we'll catch you tomorrow.